I will apologise for last week. We weren't here, but we are back this week. Dan,
That's right.
you have a job to do in 3 days. Well, not a job, but something you said you're going to do. Your PAX tickets go on sale in 3 days. So by the time this is out, they're on sale.
It comes a good timing.
Welcome to Multiple Nerdgasm with your hosts, Matt, Luke, and Dan. Multiple Nerdgasm, your guide to all things nerdy.
So,
They're on sale in 3 days, or I've got 3 days to get them?
They're on sale in 3 days.
All right.
They go on sale for a lot longer than 3 days.
Yeah, but the early birds 3-day passes always go.
They're actually the early bird passes are still on sale for quite a little while. It's not like a.
But last time
Daily.
I couldn't get a 3-day pass. I had to buy three
the
1-day
reasonably
passes.
Yeah,
early
because you
bird.
left
It
it
cost
to
me a
like a
fucking
month
fortune.
before PAX.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Not the 6 months they go on sale beforehand. That's why I'm just giving you plenty of notice.
I was like, I've got time.
I just
didn't have
ask them
time.
for tickets and they give them to me. What are you guys doing?
All right.
Well,
All
do
right,
that as
settle
well, but
down.
I also like
Yeah, just to make sure.
make sure.
Yeah, it's
and
very,
then
very possible they'll say no to me one day and I'll be
and
screwed.
then I also like to give like the pass away.
Oh, yeah.
Now, listeners have been to a few PAXs on passes that I've given away
Yeah, good point.
because I'm nice.
One of them's been to PAX on my pass when I had to leave
Yes.
early on the last day.
But this time we're planning better. You're there for the full 3 days. We leave on the Monday. We get there on the Thursday.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
And I'm not
But
going to eat an oyster between now and then, so I'm fucking ravenous for one.
Yep. So someone else will buy 2 dozen like
Oyster
me.
famished.
Can't do the 3 dozen anymore. They're too expensive.
I'm not going to eat 3 dozen
Eat
oysters.
eggs instead.
No,
Just do
Eggs
one oyster,
expensive in
one
Australia?
egg. One oyster, one egg.
No,
not
but
anymore.
I think-
It's back. They're back now.
Oh, you guys fixed it. I thought Trump was going to fix that. You know.
We just killed all the sick birds.
Oh,
Well, that's the other thing I do eat at PAX.
we tried that with
quite
COVID and it didn't work.
We put the hard work in. But mind you, today I went to a farm and we collected our own eggs, and that was quite fun.
Yeah, right.
I know a lot of people are actually getting their own chickens again.
I'd like a chicken.
I thought about that. We got coyotes, though, and I
Yeah.
just don't want to deal with that.
And then also winter, they're not going to do well in winter.
To be clear,
Oh, that's
wild
true.
coyotes. You don't have coyotes,
Correct.
right? Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
I've got a fucking.
I mean, they're in
cage
my
of
yard.
Coyotes out there. Yeah.
I think they're mine now.
Well, I have a rabbit in my yard, and I started feeding him, so he's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay. How'd it get in? It would have been someone's
There's a
pet
lot of
dog.
They
holes
can
in
dig.
my yard. Yeah, it's not hard to get into my yard. I saw him in my neighbour's yard because when I'm out on my balcony here, I can see into 3 different people's yards.
And
'Cause
you
Yeah.
just wait for people to go out sunbathing.
So I can
Uh,
outfit
yeah.
each
Well,
couple
Well,
at
it's
Dan's
usually
house.
me. It's usually me that gets caught short, right? Well, I'm like, I can just go out in my underwear to hang up my washing. I'm like, I wouldn't be doing this washing if I had something to wear, all right? But I saw this little guy across there, and I'm like, it's pretty cute. So Harper and I put out carrots for him, and then carrots.
Oh,
were
lure
gone.
him in like
And
nothing's going to happen.
And then, well, yeah. Then every day, now he just lives in my backyard.
Okay. That's nice.
Yeah. I mean, he scuttles off if he sees me coming out. He doesn't want to be my pet, but he's quite happy
No.
to live in my
Quite
house. and
happy
eat
to
my
be
food.
fed. And
It's
this
like
way
the
you
rest.
don't have-
It's like my kids, really.
You don't even have to clean up after it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got rabbits hanging about, usually. Squirrels.
Delicious rabbits.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of
They
rabbits.
call them squirrels over there, though. They don't. They don't
Squirrels.
say squirrels. They say it in
call
one
them-
syllable.
I tried to teach Lyra that they were called squiggles, but she's not having it. She's not having anything
really?
anymore. She's
Oh.
got no time for jokes.
I had a great dad moment the other day when I was reading Harper the Jurassic Park book before bed. Right, not Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park, but just to be clear, I've got a dumbed down kid version of it. Right, but she really likes it, and
It's Living Chaos Theory.
Yeah, that's right. So we're reading through. I do the drip on her hand every night, but we're reading through it, and just because I'm me and I'm a dad, every page I'm like, and do you know what that dinosaur's called? That is a Brachiosaurus, right? Right. Just you know, third page in, I go, do you know? And she's like, Dad, I don't know what any of the dinosaurs are called. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
stop asking. She's like, if we see Tyrannosaurus Rex, you can ask me. I know that one.
Yeah.
Have you tried to explain to her that the velociraptors aren't actually called velocirapther?
Yeah, and they don't look anything like that.
Movie?
Yeah, that's
So
right.
I don't watch movies like that.
Yeah, that's right. I haven't seen this.
Yeah, the other night we were reading and I slipped with the book and it bopped her in the face, and I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm doing such a bad job." And Lyra goes, "No, Dad, you're doing great. You're a great dad." And I said, "Is there anything I could do better as a dad?" And she goes, "Yeah, read the book."
Shut up.
Yeah, she tells me that all the time. Yeah, I start asking questions or you mess around. She's like, "Read the book."
That's why we're here. I've got these book credits, and you're wasting time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She so Jenna got back from Ireland.
Credit.
Jenna got back from Ireland, and she told Lyra she was going to catch her a leprechaun. Oh, shout out to Steve in Ireland who listens to the show still. I learned.
That's the leprechaun.
I don't know why that surprised me, but
I didn't know I had a leprechaun listener.
They caught a leprechaun called Steve.
They're often friends of ours listen, but then they don't listen forever, and then they go away because they're like, "Fuck you guys, sick of it."
They're like, right, this is not for me. Yeah.
Apparently, Steve still likes us.
Or because we out them as gay on the show.
That's not what this is. I just wanted to shout out Steve because he's a good dude.
No. Steve, he's a nice guy, but he is a raving homosexual.
No, remember we agreed we're not doing that anymore. It doesn't end well.
True.
So she's in Ireland. She said she was going to catch a leprechaun. So they got a little toy leprechaun, and she was sending me photos of him doing things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then so I'm showing them to Illyria, and she goes, because she's just not stupid anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's like, "Is that a toy?" And I said, "Let me check with Mum." And I said to Jenna, "She's not buying this shit." And Jenna said, "Tell her that they turn into toys when you catch them. He was real, but then I caught him turned into a toy." So I told her that, and Lyra's like, "Okay, can I see a video of him turning into a toy?"
Yeah.
And so I said, "We're fucking busted, mate. She's not having it."
I don't know. They must, because our daughters are very, very close in age. But Harper has had a cognitive leap.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
To teenage level, fucking.
Yeah.
Like
she's
sass
just
now.
not falling for shit anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just wait till they are teenagers then, if they're already like this.
Fucking hell.
I have no idea what our kids are going to be like when they're older, because there's no benchmark, because no kids were raised like we are raising our kids now. And I don't mean that like we're doing a better job. I just mean like it's just totally different. So there's no benchmark.
Well, there's no just off you go, be home by the streetlights.
Yeah,
There's definitely none of that.
I kind of wish that she could have that, but I understand why they don't do that. We're not allowed to do that anymore. Literally not allowed to do that anymore.
Yeah, because it's funny, because people are like, "Oh, there were no pedophiles around when we were kids. We'd go anywhere we want." I'm like,
well, they were
pedophiles. That's why we don't do it anymore.
Yeah, it was just a lot easier for them.
It is one of those things where it's like the odds are pretty low, like very low, but it does happen. So that's why you can't just do what we do, like literally just fuck off in the morning. And your parents don't know where you are until the streetlights come on, because you know you've got to be home by then, or you'll get hit with the wooden spoon.
We had no phones, no nothing. Right. Like it was just
nah.
Yeah,
like there was
Mate,
no.
I wouldn't. There was not even a public phone in the town I grew up in. Like, and we used to try to get as far away from home as possible. Where does this dirt road go? Like that was our kind of.
Across this field will be the first I've ever been from home, Mr. Frodo.
If we take one more step. Oh, I must give a shout out. There's a podcast that I've started listening to. I say podcast. It's out. You can find it in the podcast app. But it's just a guy reading Lord of the Rings, right?
Oh, yeah.
And
that's called an audiobook.
It's called a free audio. It's called a free illegal audiobook, right? Except he does a great job, and he does all the voices.
Really?
Based on the actors who played them in the movie. So in the movie, like Sam's got the kind of like the like West Country accent, and like he does strict movie accents.
That's
I'm
pretty
really
good.
enjoying it. Yeah. Till he comes to like things that aren't in the movie, like the Tom Bombadil chapter, and it's like then all bets are off. He's just doing
do what he wants.
Yeah.
He's wondering if he's looking for work, and this is his like.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, maybe. Because it's beautifully put together too.
Okay.
Is Lord of the Rings public domain? The book?
No, and I can tell you why I know it's not, is because when someone I know and am married to was
one of those people
was it executive producing the
the
I can't
show.
be vague, the Rings of Power.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
couldn't
Very
use
vague.
anything from the book.
Yeah, right.
They could use Silmarillion, and they could use appendices, and they could use unpublished
Wait, is that true?
works.
Because it's all set before, isn't it?
That's really fascinating because I know people whine about certain things like that, but that's interesting that there's a reason for that.
Okay,
That's
so
the reason.
I
That is
have
the sole reason.
It'll become public
Is this a scoop?
domain.
Are you going to get in trouble for scooping this?
Well, I was vague enough, I think, wasn't I?
I hope so.
But no, it'll become public domain on January 1st, 2044. So we only got 19
Well, that's not that
years.
far away.
I could be
20
dead
years
by
in.
then.
Yeah. But then we could make our own.
Yeah.
Well, we're all Gandalf. Well, we could do a side quest: Gandalf, Radagast, and Saruman before he goes evil, just on an adventure. 3 wizards.
Saruman.
Where they're just mates, just hanging out,
Yeah.
smoking their pipes.
Christopher Lee. It was good watching him the other week, the movies. And I got thinking again, every time I see Christopher Lee in something now, I can't help thinking about, there's that story about, like him just fucking knifing people in the jungle during World War II.
You had to qualify that, please.
Sorry.
He was a soldier.
but his life is just...
Yeah.
Because there's that story of him
incredible life.
shooting a film where the guy gets stabbed or something like that, and he's like, "Oh, I could tell you exactly what it sounds like when you knife a
That's
man."
what happens.
Yeah, you hear his last gasp, and it sounds like this. And then all the actors are like, "Fuck off, mate!" Like, what a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just actors. We don't need to know what it's really like.
What a
Sorry,
dude.
if I glaze over, it's because for some reason my screen just keeps going dark.
You glaze over like a donut.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love a
Don't
donut.
eat me. Don't eat
Love a
me.
donut. That would be a little too many of my 1,700 calories I'm currently allowed per day.
Oh,
1700 doesn't sound like a lot.
it's
It's
not.
not. It's not a lot. It's basically 3 square meals and no snacks.
Work out
Yeah.
more.
Yeah,
you work out
depending
more, you
on
can
the
eat
time.
more.
Only
how I
cardio
work it
workouts count as like offsetting calories too. So if you do a strength or resistance training,
You mean like on your tracker or just in life?
yeah. Well, yeah, no, on my tracker.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Not to talk about fucking Alan Richardson again. I think maybe people are going to think we have a bit of a man crush on him, or I have a bit of a man crush on him. The guy
I
who
mean,
plays
if you're going to have a
Richard.
man crush on anyone, he's a
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
specimen of a man.
Handsome
Yes.
dude. Did you watch that interview with him where he said that he did the fucking, was it Dex machine or whatever, and his like just base level calories is 3,800? It's just like, fuck off, mate. He can just eat whatever he wants.
Yeah,
It's so
yeah.
many calories. He just
Well,
eats
somebody
that
I've
and then
man
he's
crushed
still
on for
buff.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. But I mean, he must spend a lot of time in the gym.
Yeah.
But I was
And his
listening
body
to an
just
interview with
knows how to do that now.
Yeah, it's got good metabolism. Good. Listening to an interview with Hugh Jackman the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Whom I enjoy Hugh Jackman. I was about
Huge
to say I
jacked
enjoy
man.
his body, but yeah, huge jacked man. But the somebody was like, "Oh, what's what?" It was just after finishing Wolverine versus Deadpool.
Yep.
And he was like, "Oh, how do you feel now that you've finished?" And he's like, "Well, I don't have to eat a chicken breast the second I wake up in the morning, so that's a plus."
Yeah. Yeah. It is weird to be whining about stuff like that, but like I used to think, so like Mark Wahlberg always used to complain about how much food he had to eat, and I'm like, fucking shut up, mate. But it
that's
actually
why
is
you're on a billboard, Mark.
kind of fucking annoying. Yeah, exactly.
But then
It
on
is
the
kind of
other
fucking
side,
annoying.
it's not like they're preparing this food themselves either.
Yeah.
That's true too.
Yeah. Yeah. So like,
Well, I
Also, for listeners who don't know, the reason we're so fucking into this stuff now is because we have a challenge ongoing.
yeah, we do.
I'm going to join it soon.
Yeah, join it. Get your sugar-free tonics and
We
get in on
we didn't
this.
share the before photos, did we? I don't think I would
We shared them with each other. We just
Yeah.
share them
With
online. Well, depending on how
do it.
good a shape we get into, I'll decide whether we can share later. But I've been watching a lot of like golden era bodybuilding videos on YouTube.
You set your goals really high.
Not that I'm bodybuilding, but it's just I find hearing those guys speak more motivational than modern fitness gurus.
Sure.
Like modern fitness gurus, the way that they live their lives is just so beyond anything I'd be willing to ever do that I'm like, nah. Whereas if you listen to Arnie and his contemporaries, they're like, just fucking eat, then go to the gym, mate. Like, you know, like, don't eat bad shit and work out and you'll be fine. And I can get in on that.
But they are skipping one part, and that's you also have to inject yourself with steroids.
Yeah, there's that too.
Like, because that was also a big part of that era.
Yeah, also true. But then again, I don't need to get big. But there's this great interview with him where the interviewer goes, "Oh, is it genetic? Can anyone do it? Like, could I do it?" And then Arnie just goes, "Well, yeah, I mean, anyone could do it, but why would you want to? Very, very few people have any need to build muscles like this."
Actually, no one does.
Well, he does
Because
he
they're
wanted
not
to be Mr.
useful
Universe.
muscles.
They are if you want to compete in the Mr. Universe.
But that's
Mr.
the
Olympia.
only thing they're useful for. Like, you see the strongest man in competitions, they're not built like that.
And it's not even like we've talked about this, I think, too before. Is that like girls don't like it either?
No,
when you get that big,
you're doing it for other men.
Other men.
Yeah. But I think we can all agree. Like when we've none of us look like that. We've known women. We've been with women. Like you don't have to have that. It's not a prerequisite. You know, like
I tricked one into marrying me without muscles.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like there's like women don't go, "What's under the t-shirt though? Let me see that before I make my decision."
I mean, it probably helps.
I mean, maybe in a spectrum, sure, but
yeah.
I don't know. I think it does work. I swear I've seen guys just lift a shirt and women go, "Yep, that's the one."
Yeah, we had to be funny
when they get like the arrow that points to their dick in the muscle.
Yeah.
You know, that arrow muscle. I don't know what it's called, but
I once saw a guy just flash his Hugo Boss logo on his suit to get a girl. Like
that worked
at a club. Yeah, because I mean, she started off because she was like, "Oh, nice suit," and he was just like opened up the blazer, just pointed at the pocket. Let it go.
God.
Hugo Boss.
I don't want to know. I don't want to hang out with either of those people.
Yeah, true.
I've been watching some stuff. I've been watching. I mentioned I've been watching Jack Ryan. I was like watching season 3 of it, and I was like, "The fuck, this show changed."
Good or bad or different?
Just
any different is not good. When anything changes, it's not good.
So Jack Ryan, right? You're familiar with the character of Jack Ryan, right?
I am.
He's not James Bond.
No.
Except in the show, he became James Bond at some point, where he's just an action hero who's going... Every time there's a fucking mission, he's on it. And he's like doing Black Ops into a Russian battleship, like container ship, and he's with the team and this kind of stuff. And I was like, I don't think Jack Ryan does that in the books or the...
I saw him do a lot of administrative work. Even
in the media
films,
I used to.
you know?
So I went back and I watched Harrison Ford in Patriot Games, and I'd forgotten, first of all, that Patriot Games is about Irish terrorists, and Sean Bean plays the main villain.
Yeah, we were too young.
Yeah. Well, he was fucking young in it.
Yeah.
And it is a very good movie, but yes, very different to what the TV show's become. Like Jack Ryan.
You're going to do Clear and Present Danger next?
I am, actually. I've got it.
Nice.
But he's an older guy. He's ex-CIA, and then he comes back to CIA. It's just the TV show's quite different. He's young.
Yeah, right.
He's an analyst. And in the first season...
well, maybe that...
In the first season of Jack Ryan, he gets kind of caught up in this thing, and he gets involved in these kind of, I guess, action sequences, but he's not like running around like shooting people and hand-to-hand combating everybody.
Now, season 2 and 3, they're the guy they call first to send in.
He's fucking, let's suit up, give me all the guns, and like fucking fighting everybody, and it just in a way that I was just like...
that was my one negative thing that I can say about Slow Horses, because if you love espionage, especially British espionage, you should watch Slow Horses. But the premise of Slow Horses is that it's set in this one branch of MI5 where if you fuck up on the job, they can't fire you. They just put you in this place where you don't get any assignments, right? And you just end up doing paperwork all the time. So you've got these like gung-ho agents just with desk jobs. But then, like, season 1, there was like a coincidence that made the main MI5 job and their job coincide, and they ended up saving the day, right? Because obviously that's the show, and it was very interesting. But then every season, suddenly we're the best, and we're saving the fucking country, and all this stuff. It's like, yeah, but then why are they still in the shitty place?
Yeah, like if you're that
promote
good,
some of these guys now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work well for the TV show. The script.
No, it wouldn't work at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think they just, with Jack Ryan, I think they just decided, oh, no, we do kind of just want American James Bond.
And they probably just had that. Honestly, they were probably just getting feedback that people were liking the action more than the paperwork. And
well, when I looked at I was like watching season 2. I kind of noticed it, but I was like, it's still good. It's not this bad show or anything. It's just like season 3 was way more obvious to me. That it's like, this is different to the show I started watching. Like it's a different show now because he's the even the type of plot and what's happening to him. I'm just like, this is not the same as what it was. And then I looked online and everyone says the same thing. It's just like, what happened to this show? It changed.
I wonder
It's
if it'll
very
change
different to
back
the books.
because of if that's how people seem to feel.
Season 4 seems slightly more like season 1 now that I'm up to it. So we'll see.
This is weird. Probably they were getting feedback. People like the action. Then you got season 3. They did more of that. And then, as you said, you were reading people going, "No, this isn't what we want." So now they've readjusted again.
Yeah.
Well, this is on Amazon, right?
Happy.
Yes.
Well, Amazon have their own James Bond now. James Bond.
That's right. They don't need Jack Ryan.
And I'm sure they'll do a series. It won't just be movies like there was before. They'll try to
prequels,
whatever,
and sequels, and
James Bond Jr. Yeah. It's his time to shine.
yeah. Even though I'm pretty sure he doesn't have because it was supposed to be his nephew, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't have siblings in the canon. James Bond does not have siblings. But there was so much freaking out online in the last couple of weeks by people going, well, it's 2025. They're going to be making James Bond a woman and American and probably black. And Amazon have come out and said he will be a man from England.
Look, as I said, we've already picked the next James Bond. It's Rahul.
Yeah, and he is a man and he's British. So,
and he's not black, technically.
Yeah, he's
I know.
darker than I am, but
he's man of colour, just not that colour.
So
that
reminds me of something. So there's
and he's funny.
Yeah,
Perfect.
totally.
Chatting with a friend of mine who's a primary school teacher recently, right? She has year 3 this year, and I was saying, like, well, what are year 3 kids like? And, compared to when we were that age and stuff like this. And she was like, oh, the funny thing is none of them swear. It's just not cool to swear anymore. Like, just none of them swear. I'm like,
Or smoke or drink, apparently.
Yeah, well, that's right. Well, I mean, they're year 3, man. But
when we were kids.
I mean, let's not exaggerate how hardcore we were. But
all right, fine.
But she goes, yeah. But she said this, which I thought was funny. She goes, yeah, they don't swear. They do use the N-word a lot, though. And I was like,
what?
Oh, I mean, I would consider that swearing.
Yeah,
really. But evidently, she's out in Penrith, right? And there's a lot more South Asian people in Penrith than there used to be. So lots of Indians, Pakistanis, Bangladeshi out there now. And they use it to each other. And then when she tries to reprimand, they argue, no, we can say it. Because...
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Weird. I can't imagine like a third grader saying that in casual conversation.
It's pretty... Yeah. It's used very casually, evidently.
Give me one moment. I will return.
Okay. If you don't, Luke and I will divide up your things. Oh, it's fully gone.
Ooh.
Muted,
no
camera
video,
off.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I don't think he's wearing pants.
I think just realised... Oh, yeah, could be no pants. Could be no pants.
I'm thinking someone who's more awake, though.
It could be erect. It could be he didn't want to get up. Like, pants on, but clearly erect.
Yes, yeah. Well, we can still continue though.
Yeah.
I'm sure you put stuff in a spreadsheet that you want to talk
Oh,
about.
I want to know, Luke. Did you watch the Las Vegas rugby match last
I did,
week?
yes.
Yeah,
Well,
I
2
watched.
weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Yes.
I watched highlights of it
Yes.
because I mean,
It's weird. It's just a game. There's nothing special about it. It's just a game being played.
Yeah, except it's just not a game they usually watch. Except that there were a lot of Australians at it.
Yeah, there's
But I just love
3/4
that
of
it was
Australians
Penrith
there.
because, like, I mean, I know Penrith are doing very well for the last,
Yes.
several consecutive years. But to me, they're just the team from the shitty suburb I grew up in. So
But no, a lot
the
of
fact
people
that
are heading
they
over
are the
for
ones
it.
that represent,
And they are looking at this year. I think it did better over there because I think this is the second year they've played in Las Vegas. The first year they were meant to be played on ESPN, but because a college basketball game went over, they got transferred to like ESPN 8 or what, like a shittier version of it.
right.
So it didn't get the ratings. This year it was on free to air, so it got more ratings, so it got more people watching. So and they're trying to sort of build it up to be sort of more of an international sport.
Yeah, I mean, it already was when we were kids. It was just New South Wales, so just one part of Australia, and then there was one Canberra team, one Queensland team, then there was a New Zealand team, and now there's now it's very national. So
now we've got a
sense.
new team starting in the NRL next year or the year after, Papua New Guinea.
Really?
It's just going to be just a team.
That's
Normal
cool.
team
Amazing.
Yep.
Great.
Australia's investing money into it to start building it up now, and then in a couple of years we'll have a new team.
Building up the country.
Yep.
With the purpose of making an NRL team.
Yes.
So it's a very Australian thing to do.
No, well, Papua New Guinea, or whether it was.
It's a different way of investing.
Yeah.
Like to help out the country. Like, we're going to give you money for this, which will build it up.
Yeah. They're like, can we have some food and some medicine? And Australia's like, you can have a footy team. That's what you can fucking
Here's a
have.
ball.
Kick this around.
Well, a lot of our good football players do already come from there, so it makes sense to give them, instead of happening there, like them playing there, growing up there, and then moving
Makes
over
sense
here.
to give them sports instead of sustenance.
But then again, I think it was New Guinea that Australia actually owned for like an afternoon. Because if it wasn't Papua New Guinea, it was Timor-Leste, East Timor. It was one of those very, very close to us island nations that was a British colonial property. And then I think the British gifted it to us, like at the end of World War II. And then we just immediately said, yeah, you can have self-determination. We just let them.
No, but I think even some of the ideas behind it is like, it'll sort of bring business there as well, because the games will be played there as well, so people will travel, build up.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
So we'll do a lot, I think. And I just get
Cool.
Do we know what their mascot's going to be?
No idea.
What do they got there?
Yeah,
Some kind of beast.
God.
They have a kiwi? No. They've got a small bird of some sort, don't they?
Papua New Guinea.
I don't know.
Fucking Japanese
Guinea
soldiers
pigs.
hiding in the trees. That's what they fucking got.
Guinea pigs. It's going to be a jacked up guinea pig.
That would be very good.
Even if they were the guinea pigs, that's not even closely the lamest mascot name. You know?
Are guinea pigs from...
No,
I
they're
don't
South
think
America.
so.
That's what I was
South
going to say. Yeah. That's what I thought, but I didn't want to sound foolish.
I do that for us.
Did you guys watch Severance finale yet?
I still haven't gone back to it.
Luke, have you only seen up to episode 4 still?
Yep.
Yeah.
Does it get better? Because that just...
Yeah.
It just goes back to normal. That was a bottleneck episode. It goes
Yeah.
just...
I mean,
There's
I
one
quite
other.
like that
There's
episode.
one additional bottleneck episode. Yeah, I liked it too. This is
Yeah.
the tallest waterfall on Earth.
So yes, the finale has happened.
Okay.
Did you like it?
I did like it. I did. I just don't... I don't know. It's one of those things where the mystery is still... It's strange to me now. I'm like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Like, it's not... I don't know. I don't quite get it, but...
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
still going
it's
back. I
been
think they've had too
renewed.
much time to think.
Yeah, well, they've come out and said season 3 definitely won't be 3 years from now. So
Oh, okay.
that's good.
I think that may even have something to do with it. It was just so long in between.
Yeah.
That it's sort of, I don't know, maybe lost its appeal a little bit, maybe.
But I also think after some time, you forget the nuances and you only remember the broad strokes. So season 1 and season 2 are very different because season 2 just leans into that weird mystery, whereas season 1 was actually just a good drama.
That's what I mean. I think it's become very gotten. I don't know. Like you don't have to explain everything.
Yeah.
Like
That
and,
whole episode
and link
with
everything
the goats
together.
now. The goats were...
Oh, they
Well,
come
the
back.
goat-
That's the first one. And the episode, the second was... I didn't
Like it
need
has a
that.
payoff.
Yeah.
Really, quite a big payoff.
they're back now.
But it didn't need one. Like
That's what I mean. Like, it was... Weird stuff's happening. No one knows what's happening. Just
And in fact, this payoff would have been okay if this was the payoff to that episode in season 1 and not the payoff to that entire plot line at the start of season 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If that just
Yeah.
wasn't in
Yeah.
the middle and this was just, oh, the goat, of course, it would have been better.
yeah, I completely agree. And yeah, it's just I don't know. It's like this. There was this story going on, and the weird stuff was sort of there, but now like it's like they're just explaining all the weird stuff.
Yeah.
Is season 2, and it's just like no, you don't have to do that.
No.
What
like-
I loved the scene where Mark was arguing, the Innie and the Audi were
Yes,
arguing with it.
over the
It was
camcorder.
so...
I did wonder, how does the Innie know how to use a camcorder?
But how do they know it? It's
Yeah.
weird, the kind of amnesia they have, because...
It's convenient at times, but it doesn't really matter.
yes. Because when in this episode, it was a cute moment where she was like...
Talking
"I'm
about
trying
the
to
equator.
Yeah, she's like, I'm trying to remember cities that aren't Wisconsin. And,
Yes.
and he's like, the equator? Is that a city? Like,
Yeah, and
you
she's
know,
like, I think it's an island.
Yeah, and he's like, maybe it's a building.
Yeah. But he can use a camcorder.
But yeah,
Like-
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
No one had to explain what a computer is or how to speak English.
But also, do we know what time this is set in?
No, see, I thought that came up again because they went to the train station in this episode, if you
Okay.
recall. 2 characters, I won't spoil anything, go to a train station, and he gets a stamped ticket, and everyone's in like kind of, it's just an older style.
Didn't notice that, but yeah, you're right. Okay.
And I was like, when is this set? And because all
Because
the cars are
obviously-
old and shit.
Yeah.
Even
And the computers are obviously like retro futurist.
yeah,
But that's
And they
inside,
even, like-
which is meant to be different. Like, what's... That's easy
Like-
to control.
Mrs. Cobell, Harvey Cobell, Patricia Arquette's character, her fucking truck is garbage. And,
Yeah.
which is interesting as well because you would think, why isn't she well
Isn't
paid?
she incredibly wealthy? Yeah.
Yeah. Or does she just
Why does she
choose
have
to
a
drive
company
that car? Yeah, exactly. It's just there's a lot of things like that where it's like it doesn't matter. But that's kind of what I mean about the other stuff too. Is that like you don't have to explain why she chose to drive a fucking old pickup truck. We don't need an episode about that.
Yeah,
but
yeah. It's
we
just
might get
more
one in season
drama to
3 the
her
way it's
character.
going.
Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah, there'll be a side quest where an episode where you find out where she bought that car and it looked brand new, but by the end of it was she'd had it, you know.
like characters like Milchick. Like don't do an episode about Milchick because
No.
it'll when you explain
the
it,
mystery
it'll
of Milchick is so much better.
yeah, it'll
Luke, have you
it
seen
won't
the
be
episode
right.
where he got the paintings?
Yes,
No.
I see that stuff was great.
So he gets Patricia Arquette's job, right?
Yeah.
And they take down all the paintings of the founder
Kia.
from her office and bring in new ones where he's black, where all the people are black in the paintings because Milchick is black and they want him to just feel more at home or something.
But there's and it's just the scene of him just like looking at them, clearly like
Not
trying to
knowing how
figure
to
out
react.
how do I feel about this.
Yeah. Is this racist or not racist? Yeah.
It's very funny.
It is. His character is great. Rewatching season 1 too, his character is amazing too. If they decide to definitely make James Bond American, he should be up for it. He'd be good.
He's very good in this.
I will tell you something I have watched that I went back to. I watched Mythic Quest again.
Oh yeah,
From the
And
start.
the latest
Or you've
episode
picked
I
it
haven't
up.
seen
in
the
new
latest
season
2.
is their standalone episode,
Oh yeah,
but not. It
Okay.
still is got characters in it. It's remember in season 1 how he has a son.
Yes,
That's right.
That's the whole thing,
yeah.
and then season 2 just 3 completely forgotten.
sure.
It's this episode is about the son sort of coming to terms with being a streamer that's going from like that childhood to adult sort of phase, and how
Right,
he's
yeah.
right.
trying to do the whole acting out, starting fights, and then realizing no, it's okay just to be himself. No, it's like quite a nice episode.
When that show was
But the rest
good,
is
it was
garbage.
so good.
Yeah, it's just a
This
weird.
has become to me like Community, which was the distance between the quality of the first season of Community is some of the best TV writing ever. And then the garbage we got by like season 4, season 5. Like,
Well, that's when Dan Harmon was fired.
yeah,
But yeah,
which was
it's-
good because now he makes Rick and Morty,
Rick and
which I
Morty.
like more.
I just don't
I got the
understand
socks
why.
now.
Like slight spoilers, I guess. You know, well, I don't even have to do spoilers. Just like Poppy and Iron, right? The way that they're doing that is just so odd. Now that she's got this other love interest and all that stuff that's going on, it's just
Yeah.
like
Well, I, don't know, I think the thing
you
that's-
wasted the
the
relationship
But-
that they had.
whole gaming company. It's not
Oh
really
yeah, and they're
part
just
of the
working
show
on a
anymore.
whole expansion just on there.
Yeah,
It doesn't make any sense.
and they just did that
Yeah.
in secret, the two of them over a few weeks,
Like,
and that's
I guess
fine.
not that it
and-
has to make sense, except that you've set it around this real thing, which is a
Yeah.
video game company. So it kind of does have to make sense in a way. Otherwise,
But yeah,
why did
no
you
one
do
seems
that?
to be working on the game or anything happens with that
Yeah, the game's just not in it so much anymore.
anymore. Yeah, but no,
Are
this episode I
the
quite
former
liked.
testers still part of the show? Because they
Yep.
became my worst characters.
But that's
Yep,
because
they
they're
are.
not doing that job anymore. They're not. There's
They
new
were great.
testers.
Season 1, they were great. They were great.
I mean, the two new testers are
Ruined it.
two of my favorite actors from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
that are just
So-
wasted.
There's the waiter is one of them, and Charlie's creepy uncle, the lawyer with the small hands.
Yeah.
But
You know that guy?
Yeah.
They're both just sort of
Okay.
wasted in it, though. It's
Got 2 kids in the trunk. Have you touched them yet? That guy, the lawyer.
But look, I'm hoping that there's the 4 episodes that are coming out soon, which is the side quest, whatever it's called, which
Yeah.
should be interesting, at least. But I don't think we need any more Mythic Quest.
No,
I want more Always Sunny. When's that coming out next?
they were shooting
Hey.
it. I think.
Speaking of streamers, I just scrolled up and noticed Amouranth Home Invasion.
Yeah,
What?
yeah. 4 kids, 4 teenagers. Fucking
Because-
burst into a house, held her at gunpoint, and
Jesus.
yeah.
And said
Well,
what?
I think
Like,
they wanted
do what?
money.
Oh,
Money.
Yeah, which I was like,
hell.
oh, that
Well,
could have
keep
gone real.
money in the house.
that's also very different, because normally the reason why sort of fans are breaking into these houses is because they've got a relationship that they think they
Yeah,
have with them.
that's right. It's me. I
they
keep
pistol
tipping
whipped
you.
her.
Marry
Pistol
me.
whipped her. Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh no, they demanded crypto.
Yeah, yeah.
They're not
So
cash.
not real money, but money. But like, yes, you're right. As soon as I saw the headline, I was like, oh, they wanted her, but no, just money.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that's a
having
17 and
some dark
18.
thoughts right
Yeah,
now,
it's
but-
a 16, 17, 18, and 19-year-old.
And all boys, obviously.
Yes.
I mean, even
Yeah.
if they're not trying to rape her, like,
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, not good.
Jesus,
I
that's
just-
not good at all.
I guess she was just a target because they know she's wealthy. So
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that wasn't actually. Were they actually fans of her, or does she just live somewhere that's and they just?
yeah, it could be a convenient target.
Yeah.
because they just happen to be nearby.
Well, that's terrifying.
Yeah,
That's why you hear some of these streamers now having to have security all
well,
the
if
time.
her husband shot at them, and then they ran off.
That could have ended a lot worse for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Fucking hell. All right. Well, there you go.
So I guess
mean, I don't
less
like
creepy,
her, but I don't want
like,
her to
not-
get pistol whipped.
No, not good, but less creepy than the what's it, Gavin and what's his wife's name? Megan.
Meg Turney. Yeah, where they were going to kill him, so
to take her. It's like,
to marry her. Yeah,
that's
both of them.
terrifying in another way.
Yes,
but this is equally terrifying, but just less like creepy.
Yeah. This just seems like opportunity, money, let's do it.
Like, I can understand their motivations in that they want money. I don't understand somebody who's like, oh, if I kill her husband, she's obviously going to marry me.
Because I took the money.
That's how it works. If you murder,
on
if you kill the king, you become the king. Right?
Said my name and said thank you. That means we're engaged, and she just needs to get away from her husband for us to be together. Because I tipped her that money, and she said thank you.
No, you're right. Now you've explained it, Luke.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. That's the appeal of social media stars, is that unlike a movie star, you can interact with them. You can say, I really like this video, and they might put a little thumbs up on your comment or something. Like,
but that's the whole point, right?
Yeah.
Because I was listening to, there's a debate online about whether OnlyFans is exploitative of the customer. Because you are taking advantage of lonely people, men mostly, let's be honest, who are in a pretend relationship with you. And then they were saying, like, one side was saying, like, is it fair for you to pretend to do this and that kind of thing? And the girl, like, I forget her name, the OnlyFans girl on the other debate team was like, that's what they're paying me for. Like, if I didn't pretend to be like their
to actually
girlfriend,
be interested in them,
that's exactly, that's the whole thing.
Game.
Like, it's not like I was like, I guess that's true. Like, it is exploitative, but it's literally what they're paying them for. So it's not like they're tricking them or anything. That's the point. Was it? I'm not fooling them. They know what this is.
They know it is. But the problem is the ones who don't know that.
Yeah. And they're like, because they're like, oh, you shouldn't be doing it that way. It's like, but that's what they're paying for.
That's what they
like. They wouldn't pay for it if I didn't do it.
Yeah. If I just went videos at this amount of
if
dollars.
If I sign off every message with saying, by the way, I'm not actually your girlfriend. You're paying me to do this. Like,
they're not going to.
No one wants that.
I reckon like 99% of all people know that's all it is.
Yes, I'm sure that's true. It's just like a little, I don't know, fun thing, I suppose, for most people.
Yeah, but then you get the people who think, no, this is real. Then they start to believe it, and then it ends badly.
But they're not but they're not the people complaining to 60 Minutes that it's exploitative, because they're the ones who think.
Well, no,
it's
I think
real.
you'll find some of them are like, I've spent $100,000.
Right.
Because they're also the ones that I think start to believe it more.
Well, that's not Amouranth's fault.
Yeah, I was about to say, because I also I've known women. I've been allowed to be around women. Women have allowed me to spend time with them for extended
before
periods.
The lawsuit, you could be near any women.
I'm trying to just be vague. I've not been asked for money by any of them. Like, that's the difference.
Really? Oh, fucking Jen asks me for money all the time.
Yeah. The trick is to find a woman who's selling dwarf seals.
I think they start off doing that, and then I think some people just start to believe in the fantasy.
Yeah. I'm sure.
But don't they want to believe? Like, surely that's the transcendent moment when you forget and you just go, you know what? I'm just going to put in my credit card details and just keep enjoying your company.
Yeah. I do think
there's a reason you're doing that and not going on a real
date. Yes, exactly.
Mm.
There's got to be some sort of difference at the beginning between the people who are like aware of what it is and just doing it and don't care, and the people who are getting confused about it, right? You've got to start from a different position, I think.
Yeah.
Whether you realize it or not.
But whichever position you start in, don't break into their house.
No,
okay,
definitely don't do that.
That is never okay.
You have not paid for the privilege of that.
Yes.
Although I was going to say you shouldn't even know where they live, but I mean people can find this stuff out. But I was listening to a review show of Amiga games, because that's just what I do in my spare time. But they were pointing out how funny it is that often the person's home address of the developer will be in the review, because that's how you got the game, is that you got it on mail order. Like,
Well,
from...
Oh, sure.
Actually, I was talking to Carlo about this last week. Remember, you used to get like the Nintendo 64 and the Sega magazines and stuff. And the back of those magazines, there's a pen pal section, which will just give you the name, age, and address of people in other countries and around Australia and stuff, where you can just send them letters.
That's true.
Yeah, I
It
do
didn't
remember
go
that.
through checking or anything. That was just okay.
And again, you could say, well, there were no pedophiles back then. There were. That's why we don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just didn't know about him.
Yeah.
Well, that's the story of what's his name? Gears of War, drives a Ferrari.
Cliff Blazinski.
Yeah, he met
Cliffy
someone off forums and
Cliffy B.
and got sort of molested a little bit.
That's right.
Did he? Didn't know that. Yeah, he met Lauren on a forum and she molested him and he loved it.
Yeah, he
should
lets
make
them
light of
molest him every night.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, when he was younger, he just met up with a guy who was talking about
Did you read
computers
his
on a
book?
forum and yeah, listen to it.
Yeah,
I have
was
it.
good?
I haven't.
Yeah, I have it
read
too.
it actually.
It's okay. That's how I found out about that.
Okay, right. Yeah. Yeah. Chapter 1.
I've got a photo with
Because if
Cliffy
it's
B.
anything like Ken Sierra, what's his name?
Oh yeah, Ken Williams.
Ken
When
Williams.
you hear
If
about
it's anything
her
like
colour of
Ken
her
Williams' book,
underwear,
just
straight
talking
away.
about how fucking sexy she is the whole way through.
well, it's sort of
Roberta.
weird when you actually start
Yeah.
listening to that. And
Really?
Roberta that really started that company, really.
Yeah.
She's got a personality, and Ken is a fucking business savvy dude. Like, he knows business.
Yeah, but I assume it talks about some of the stories about what went on at Sierra with the fucking hot tub.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah.
But that was,
Okay.
I think that's because he has like a fucking crazy ass wife who's just like
Oh, okay.
free love, free spirit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, and it was
because the
70s.
stories about that place are fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's like classic.
Yeah,
Like-
that's all in the book. He's fucking proud of that shit.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just fucking 80s. We got a bunch of money. Let's get some hookers and blow in this hot tub. Basically,
Well, they
literally.
didn't need hookers. He
I
basically
suppose so.
talks about how just all of the staff were beautiful and would
Yeah.
just come into the hot tub at the end of the day. Like,
Yes. Fucking
couldn't
hell.
do it now.
Well, no, the problem is they have
Well,
done
they tried
it
to do it
now.
at Activision and they
Yes. They had the Cosby room.
got... That's right.
You don't even like. Don't literally say it's date rape.
No, that's right.
Yeah, I think they tried to
room.
do it. I just don't think they got the difference.
No. But to be clear, it's good that they couldn't do it. I'm not
Correct.
saying like gone are
Correct.
the days. Like you
No,
shouldn't,
no,
No.
that's right.
you shouldn't just assume that the women.
Fucking
no,
nanny
that's
state.
Well, no, it's because there is ways that some of this could sometimes happen if everyone's comfortable with it. But the problem is normally guys will take it
Yeah.
too far.
Yeah.
And to be fair, in the Sierra offices, I'm 100% sure they were all comfortable with it.
That's
they seemed just a
that's
bunch
the
of
impression
hippies
I get too. Is that
who
yeah, this was
also
just-
enjoyed developing video games
Yes.
as much as they enjoyed being in the hot tub. And
I never got the
sharing
sense that it
wives.
was a creepy thing. It was just they were all just fucking party animals.
Yeah.
yeah, and it was Roberta who loved video games. Ken just loved making money,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So
Yeah, she designed all the games.
Yeah.
In the, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, go.
I was going to say before, just on the subject of Cliffy B, I have a photo of me and Cliffy B, but he's dressed as a giant blender,
Oh, yes.
the fruit fucker from the arcade. And the photo was taken by Lauren.
Amazing.
So, but like when I show people the photo, they go, well, sure it is.
Yeah.
Both of those things could be true, or you could be full of shit.
But that's the best thing ever, right?
Yeah.
That's great. We should go as the Dick Wolves from Penny Arcade.
Oh,
The controversial Dick Wolves.
very, very controversial.
Let's do it.
We should go as Dick Wolf, executive producer of Law and Order.
Law and Order.
Boom, boom.
God, he must be
raped,
rich.
raped to sleep by Dick Wolf.
No. Boom, boom.
Right. So
I
we
still
know.
listener
investigate
anymore.
that crime.
I need to ask: has anyone started playing Assassin's Creed yet?
No. I actually learned it was out when you guys were talking about it.
No, I've started playing it.
It's getting good enough reviews, I believe. Oh, you're playing it?
Playing it, yep. One thing I found I thought it's not going to be like the other games where you can just pick the character you want to play with and away you go. It doesn't seem to be that way.
You can switch between them, right?
Well, not yet. I haven't.
Oh.
Like I played as each of them for one very small part, and now I've just played as her the entire time. There seems to be no way to change. So I think it's actually more of a storyline.
Just to be clear and be really blunt and offensive, you can either play as a black man or as a Japanese woman, right?
Yes.
Fucking woke 2025 bullshit.
Although when I was playing it as him,
he's a real
he's
person.
Just a tank.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just walking through, slaughtering people, cutting their heads off.
No, I do think it was hilarious that people were saying, "Oh, I don't want to
Why is
play
there a
this
black
game
man
because
there?
I can't play a white man."
Because this is what actually happened, and they're actually It's actually,
I mean,
sort of good
there's
for
an
that
argument
type
to be
of
made,
thing.
right? That you obviously
No, but I don't think
picked
they wanted to
that-
play
you
as a
picked that
Japanese
guy.
guy either. I think they just, I
No,
don't
I know.
They wanted fucking Enzio, or
Yeah.
I don't know.
But they obviously sought out a diverse character, which is I have no problem with that. But I guess that is an argument people can make: is that why isn't
But he's a
it just a
historical
Japanese
character.
man and a Japanese woman? Like
But I love the fact that people thought that they were just trying to introduce
shoehorning someone in there, but no, he's a real person.
No, that's an actual real thing.
Yeah,
And,
there's a literal. I don't know if there's a photo of him or a painting, but there's
I think there's a photo.
Yeah, I think so. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But have you heard? There's also canon mode. Have you heard about this?
Yes, I didn't pick canon
This
mode.
is interesting. So you can put the game in canon mode, which just basically forces you to play the game in order to create the story.
Oh.
But you can't turn it off.
Once you've turned it on.
Oh no, there was another.
When you say in order, you mean you can't just go and do random quests and stuff?
You got to do the next quest it wants you to do the things in the right order.
Because trust me, I've done a lot of stuff out of order in this game so far.
Right.
Yeah, you're well out of order.
I actually just came. I didn't. That sounded wrong.
I'm not even in Japan.
I just was walking along, saw someone murdered someone, and then it started a whole tree, which I hadn't even started this storyline. Oh, no, I've killed him now.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Because
right.
you know how it's always you got to go.
If it was
and
Indiana
kill
Jones, that character
everyone.
would just be in any location you went back to.
Yeah. So no, I'm enjoying it so far. But yeah, sort of I must need to get past chapter 1 or something before I can start choosing to swap characters.
Is it what does it play like? Which of the previous
Assassin's
games?
Creed,
Yeah, okay.
like any of the last few.
Yeah, but is it more like Valhalla or more like Odyssey and that? Because there is a difference in just the way the game
And
feels.
I felt Valhalla was the weakest of those three.
It's
I
definitely-
agree.
Well, but it doesn't have any boats, so
Oh, thank God.
I can't just mean like the character movement. I guess I'll have to try it. I don't know. I felt like
I know that with
I liked
him,
Valhalla.
he's just like a tank, and you can just walk around and slaughter everyone. With her, you need
Hmm.
to play a little bit more defensively. I've found
Yeah, right.
Sorting? Are you sorting people?
sorting people.
Or is it? Yeah.
I
sounds
found
good.
a mode that you can turn on, which I didn't know you could turn on in the past. You know how in like early Assassin's Creed games, when you assassinated someone, they just died,
Yes.
and then in the later ones, when you assassinate them, depending on how strong they are, they might survive, and you still have to fight them.
Yeah.
You can turn an option on that if you assassinate, they just automatically die.
Oh, that's cool.
I've turned that on. That's made the game a little bit easier. I don't know if it's cheating as such, but
If it's an option.
I went to the effort
And
of
also, who
sort of
cares?
sneaking up
Yeah.
behind them and stabbing them. I
Yeah.
should then have to break out into battle because they didn't die immediately.
I think the Assassin's Creed police are going to come arrest you for putting that option on.
That an option they gave me.
Yeah.
But no, I'm enjoying it so far. I'll let you know
Yeah, cool.
more next week when I'm a bit more into it. I've only really started playing it today for a few
I'll
hours.
probably play it when it's on sale for $10.
Yep.
That's
I've
how I
just
play
got
all
it
my
because of-
Assassin's Creed games.
I've just got it because I've got Ubisoft Plus, so
Yeah, I'm not
I
paying
have
for
the
that.
deluxe version.
Yeah, I start playing Assassin's Creed games years after everyone else has played them. When they go, "What? You haven't played that? But that was really good." Except for the first one, which I bought pretty early on, like
Yeah,
Assassin's
same,
Creed,
actually.
the very first one.
The only one that they will, for some reason, not remake or remaster or anything with.
Funnily enough, though, I did buy it again because I saw it for very little money on the Xbox store like last year or the year before, and I bought it because I was like, "Fuck yeah, back to the start." And I'm like, no.
Well, it's
Yeah, it's
also
clunky.
very different because it's not quite open world. It's you have to load up different areas of the map, and it's a bit of a different game than it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And yeah, I think it's on sale recently for like $2.50.
yeah, I bet.
That's Australian money, so it's probably free in America, or they pay you.
yeah. Trumps, I think they call them two Trumps.
2 Trumps.
Oh, I
Two
should,
Trumps. Whew.
I should look up the exact Musk Hitler quote for the next episode. for
I've been playing a game.
the after party.
I've been playing Captain Toad Treasure Tracker.
Have
with
you
my
been
daughter.
playing this, or are you playing this
I mean,
with someone?
We take turns.
Is this Toad like Nintendo Toad or a different Toad?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like a
Heard
little...
about this.
It's a good game. It's really good. So it's just levels that are like kind of little dioramas, little cube dioramas that you spin them around, you walk around it, and you've got to get the star and
Okay.
collect gems and stuff and solve puzzles. And it's good. It's really good. We're enjoying it. Lyra thinks it's fucking hilarious because Toad
was
does like
that,
goofy things and she laughs.
3D pixelated game Pez, where you had
Fez.
the
Fez.
Fez. That was it. Pez. It's fucking eating little candies. Where you
Yeah,
had
the Phil
that
Fish
kind
game.
of cubular. Yeah, Phil Fish. Where you'd have to spin it around to have different.
Yeah, a little bit like that. Yeah. But it's 3D and you can spin it freely. But yeah, basically it's like a...
Right.
Each level is like
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, so you have found
Yeah.
your new game to play.
I'd
Then.
play this.
We have. Yeah, it was on sale, and I was like, "Oh, she might like that," and she
On
does
Switch?
like it. Yep. Yeah,
we
recommend
played.
it.
We played. We go to this like kids' place up the road in the mall, in the like little miniature arcade, and they have Mario Kart with steering wheels and pedals, and it's
Cool.
so fun. And I literally looked up how much you could buy them to like.
Yeah.
They're
How much fun did they go
$170 for one, and I'd need two. Mm-hmm. If it was $170 for a pack of two,
both?
I might consider it. But what you can do is you can get just these little steering wheels that are like this big that you just put your little
Yeah.
switch
Yeah.
thing in,
Yeah.
and that's like $20 for two. So I'm thinking maybe because that might be still just quite fun.
I think I have some. You can have them. I'll
thanks.
look.
All right.
Because I
Luke
brought a
doesn't play
pack when I
Switch.
needed a tennis racket for my Peach outfit.
Oh yeah, because you can get a pack with every shape of
Ow!
memories. Memories.
Ow! Ow!
Anybody still playing
violent.
Avowed?
Yeah, I played heaps of Avowed this week.
Okay.
And I can now say with
done?
absolute certainty, after playing it for quite a while, that yeah, it is quite boring.
No.
Yeah,
I liked it at the start.
like
think it was
a
because it
lot
was just
about it.
It was just that it was that sort of Skyrim scratch. It was just it was there, but it's just when you really get into it, it's sort of empty.
Yes.
That's a shame.
Like yeah, you just end up running around from place to place, killing things.
Yeah, and like
then...
my character is very boring. He's quite boring, and
Well, that's on you, isn't it?
he doesn't do anything. No, just no, I don't know. And it also, as opposed to something like Skyrim or just sophisticated games, Fallout, etc., it's very, very clear which of the dialogue options you're meant to pick. You know,
Oh, okay.
like
Interesting.
pick this to keep going with the story. Pick this if you just want to choose something random for some reason.
Yeah.
Like,
If you want to have a chat with this guy.
yeah, it's very prescriptive.
I
Like,
played...
it's good, but it's
played a
not-
little bit.
It's not a game you'll spend hundreds of hours in.
Yeah, I think I said I'd gotten up to that first town. I kind of played a little bit more. I've got that guy with me now, the I don't remember a lot about it, to be honest. It's a couple of weeks ago.
Kai,
And then I got to a certain point where I got...
blue guy?
Yeah, exactly. And then I got killed
K or
by
Kai?
monsters. And then I was like, I should probably finish Cyberpunk before I get too involved in this. So I
did
haven't
have
gone back
this
to
one
it.
great moment with him though, because I found this. I went down in this mine. I'm down and down and down and down. And I found this guy alive, too wounded to take out.
Oh, yeah.
So we didn't know what to do. And he goes, "You can't just leave me here. I'm a virgin. I don't want to die a virgin." And I turned to Kai and I'm like, "Can you do something about this?" And he goes, "No. I draw the line. No." And then he goes, "Oh, you mean heal him?" Yeah, I can heal him.
See, I did get it far enough into the game that I can select who I'm taking with me now. And
Oh, okay, yeah.
and
Do you have how many companions do you have?
you can only have 2 at a time, and I think
Yeah.
I have 3 I can pick from. But each of them have different abilities that you can use to unlock other areas of the map, but you actually just learn those abilities, so it doesn't really change anything.
Yeah.
But you will eventually go back to places to unlock extra stuff, like when you get the fire stuff, you can burn through things.
Yeah.
And
I've already gone back to that first map to kind of clear additional side quests.
The
and stuff
island,
on
you
that.
mean?
Not the place you
Not the
are-
tutorial island. You mean
not
like
the
the-
tutorial island, but the next one. Yeah.
Right.
like, I will go back and I will finish it, but there's other games out at the moment I'm
probably
playing.
will
Like,
replay it too, but
there's a game coming out next week that I think you two might like.
Go on.
Atomfall.
I've heard of that.
why
Allow me
does that
to
sound familiar?
Google it.
Because it is sort of the
Oh.
Fallout
yeah.
from scratch. So it's set in England after
Ooh.
an atomic bomb.
I'm aware of England.
I'm aware of atomic
yeah,
bombs.
this looks good.
Post-apocalyptic story, and
This looks
it's
cool.
not. Also, this is
There's
not
a
meant
Wicker
to be
Man.
long. It's not meant to be a long game either.
Yeah,
Looks
okay.
like there's kind
Perfect.
of elements of folk horror in it too, because like a lot of the enemies have like horns and stuff. Yeah,
Now, when
I'll
I say
play this.
not a long game, evidently it's going to be about 25 hours.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
That's fine.
I mean, that's long enough.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
So
absolutely fine.
That sort of gives the idea that there'll be still room for you to go and explore. So, but you can, yeah. So, yeah, so I'm looking
This
forward
looks
to this.
cool.
This comes out on Game Pass next week.
Oh, excellent.
Game Pass. Perfect.
That's perfect.
It comes out the 24th. So I'm hoping I can finish Assassin's Creed tomorrow because I'm looking forward to this.
Finish it tomorrow.
I'm not going to finish it. I'm going to try though.
Isn't it like 60 hours or something? Minimum?
I can do it.
Yeah.
With Ubisoft games,
He's got
I
60
can,
hours tomorrow.
with Ubisoft games, I can sort of sit there and they become very formulatic for me at some stage where I know how to explore and I basically
Yeah.
go and unlock all the fast travel points as fast as possible, then worry about the missions because then you can just fast travel quickly around the map. And
That's kind of how I'm playing Avowed, actually, because I'm basically just trying to open up the map at this point. I'm just going places, exploring. And one good thing about Avowed is if you can get to a place, there's something there that you're meant to see.
yeah.
Like,
Okay.
you can't just climb a mountain and be like, well, I'm up here now. You know, like, if there's a path up there,
There's a
something
reason
else up
for
there
it.
there's
too.
a chest or a quest or something.
Yeah. But no, I think I think there's a lot of games just releasing now at the moment because I think a lot of games wanting to get out now because they're waiting for. They want to get out before GTA 5 or GTA 6.
I just don't care about GTA 6.
Everyone wants to stay away.
Until you
from
said that, I've
releasing at the same
forgotten
time.
about it.
But that's
Don't
all-
care.
I know you don't, but the rest of the world is hanging for that. Every day I read a new article that fans are upset or they're excited about something. When no new information has been given out, just fans have come up with this
They
random
just
theory.
want to talk about it in the news. Where is this set? What is this setting?
Which one?
Are they different?
GTA
the number
6?
6?
This is going
Yeah.
back to Vice City.
Oh, okay.
Oh, now Dan's excited.
In the 80s?
Not in the 80s.
Oh, well, fuck it. Forget it then.
It's basically, it's going to be a lot of Florida.
Okay.
A lot of just crazy people.
Oh, that's right, because that guy
The
sued
Joker
them.
guy.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. That's right. No. not
When's that come out?
Oh, they haven't
After
announced it
tomorrow.
yet, so they're still saying fall this year. So what's that?
Oh, well, that's an announcement of
Spring or
sorts.
summer? Spring. Because it's
Yeah.
only fall in America.
Spring now.
It's fall here.
It's autumn here. Fall.
Same thing.
Well, look, we've come to the end of the show, listeners. But if you want to hear some fuckwit news and some geeks of the week, and then some follow up that I actually wanted to bring up as well. I've just noticed a trend with movie sex scenes. I just wanted to bring this up as well. But we'll wait till the after party.
Not
So
enough full
head over to
penetration.
patreon.com /multiple nerdgasm, or just go to our site multiplenerdgasm.com. You've got it bookmarked, so just go up to your bookmarks. Just go.
Yeah.
And just follow us for the $5 a month tier, and you get the other half of this show, the after party.
Don't forget the other tier where you can just pay money to challenge me to do stuff, evidently.
We do need to follow up on this, Luke.
I know we
You
do.
owe Nate something.
I owe Nate something.
And he doesn't want a chess game, all right? So
No,
just
no. Oh, yeah, that's got to happen
custom.
too, by the way.
chess
We
game's
didn't
gotta
talk
happen.
about that. That's happening. By the way.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
That's all for this week. Thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoyed the show. If you enjoyed it, then please subscribe in iTunes to receive episodes automatically. We'll see you next time.